Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because this lesson cost me $50,000 to learn the hard way. Money is like water. It flows naturally toward those who respect its power and away from those who don't. I once watched a brilliant entrepreneur lose a seven-figure business because he treated money like a renewable resource instead of understanding that wealth requires discipline, focus, and what the French call savoir-faire, the wisdom to know how to do things right. The most dangerous phrase in wealth building isn't, "I can't afford it." It's, "I'll figure it out later." Time compounds just like money, but unlike money, you can never earn it back once it's gone. Before we dive deep into today's wealth secret, I want to thank every single subscriber to Cash and Consequences. You're the reason I get up at 5 a.m. to share these insights with you. And if you're watching this but haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now. Trust me, the financial strategies I share here aren't available in any MBA program. I know because I've lectured at several. My name is Franklin, and after 15 years running my financial consulting firm and 8 years managing hundreds of employees across multiple businesses, I've discovered something that separates the wealthy from the wannabes. It's not inheritance, luck, or even intelligence. It's something I call the Rule of 100. 3 years ago, I was having lunch with my friend Marcus. He's worth about $47 million from his tech ventures in Montreal, when he said something that stopped me cold. "Franklin, I've never met a millionaire who didn't obsess over 100-hour blocks." At first, I thought he was talking about working 100 hours a week, which, frankly, is a recipe for burnout. But Marcus laughed and explained something far more profound. It's not about working 100 hours straight. It's about dedicating 100 focused hours to anything that matters. 100 hours of laser focus beats 10 years of casual effort every single time. Let me share some mathematics that'll blow your mind. If you dedicate just 2 hours a day to something important, whether it's learning a new skill, building a business, or developing relationships, you'll hit 100 hours in just 50 days. That's less than 2 months to potentially master something that could change your financial trajectory forever. I've been reading Malcolm Gladwell's work on the 10,000-hour rule, but here's where most people get it wrong. You don't need 10,000 hours to become competent enough to make money. You need 100 hours to become dangerous, and dangerous is profitable. Consider this. Warren Buffett didn't spend 10,000 hours learning to invest before making his first million. He spent about 100 focused hours studying Benjamin Graham's principles, then applied them relentlessly. The compound effect wasn't just his returns, it was his consistent application of focused learning. The 3 pillars of the Rule of 100. Pillar 1. Learning with laser focus. I remember when I first started my consulting firm in Toronto back in 2009. The financial crisis had just hit, and everyone was scrambling. Instead of panicking, I dedicated exactly 100 hours over 3 months to understanding distressed asset management. Not scattered studying, 100 hours of pure, focused learning. Those 100 hours led to my first major client, a real estate company that needed help restructuring $23 million in debt. That single engagement brought in $340,000 in fees. The ROI on those 100 hours? About $3,400 per hour of focused study. Here's what I tell my consulting clients. Pick one skill that directly impacts your income potential. Maybe it's digital marketing, negotiation, public speaking, or data analysis. Then commit 100 hours to mastering it. Not learning it, mastering it. My friend Sarah in Paris did this with cryptocurrency analysis in 2017. She dedicated 100 hours over 2 months to understanding blockchain technology and market patterns. By month 3, she was managing crypto portfolios for high net worth clients. Today, she runs a $12 million crypto fund. 100 focused hours changed her life. Pillar 2. Networking with purpose. The second pillar is where most people fail spectacularly. They think networking is about collecting business cards at cocktail parties. That's not networking. That's socializing. Real networking follows the Rule of 100, 100 hours of intentional relationship building with the right people. Let me break this down for you. I once analyzed the networking habits of 50 millionaires across the United States and Canada. Every single one could trace their major breakthrough to relationships they built during focused 100-hour periods. Not years of casual networking, specific, intensive relationship-building sprints. Take my client David from Vancouver. He's worth about $8 million from his import business. In 2019, he identified that connecting with manufacturers in Southeast Asia could 10x his business. Instead of random outreach, he dedicated 100 hours over 4 months to building genuine relationships with 12 key manufacturers. Those 100 hours included learning basic Mandarin phrases, understanding cultural business practices, and having meaningful conversations via video calls. Result: 3 exclusive distribution agreements that generated $2.4 million in additional revenue the first year. Here's my networking formula. Identify 10 people who could significantly impact your career or business. Dedicate 10 hours to each relationship over 100 days. That's just 1 hour per person per 10 days. Send thoughtful messages, share valuable content, make introductions. After 100 hours, you'll have 10 genuine business relationships instead of 100 superficial connections. Pillar 3. Business development through focused action. The third pillar is where the rule of 100 becomes wealth-building rocket fuel. Most entrepreneurs spend years building their business with scattered effort. The wealthy spend 100 hours building systems that create sustainable income. I learned this lesson from my mentor Jacques, a French-Canadian businessman worth about $30 million. In 1995, he spent exactly 100 hours developing a customer acquisition system for his software company. Not months of trial and error, 100 focused hours creating a repeatable process. That system generated $50,000 in the first month and scaled to over $2 million annually. 28 years later, variations of that same system still drive revenue in his companies. Here's what I've observed after consulting with hundreds of businesses. Companies that grow systematically dedicate focused 100-hour blocks to specific growth initiatives. They don't try to improve everything at once. They pick one lever and pull it hard for 100 hours. The compound effect. Why 100 hours multiplies. Now here's where this gets really interesting. The rule of 100 isn't just about the initial time investment. It's about creating compound systems that work while you sleep. Remember Marcus from Montreal? Those 100 hours he spent learning about artificial intelligence in 2016 led to building an AI-powered customer service platform. That platform now generates $180,000 monthly in passive income. His 100-hour investment has returned over $6 million and counting. The compound effect happens because 100 focused hours creates expertise, and expertise creates leverage. When you truly understand something at a deep level, you can teach it, systematize it, and scale it. I've seen this pattern repeatedly in my consulting practice. The clients who experience breakthrough results always trace back to specific 100-hour periods where they went deep on one skill, relationship category, or business system. Now the question is, where to invest your next 100 hours? Let me get practical with you. Based on my experience working with high-net-worth clients, here are the highest ROI applications of the Rule of 100. For corporate professionals, 100 hours mastering data analysis and visualization, 100 hours developing public speaking skills, 100 hours building relationships with industry influencers. For entrepreneurs, 100 hours creating systematic sales processes, 100 hours understanding your customers' deepest pain points, 100 hours building strategic partnerships for investors, 100 hours studying one specific market sector, 100 hours understanding tax optimization strategies, 100 hours building relationships with other serious investors. Let me tell you about the psychology of focused effort. Here's something fascinating I've noticed after 8 years of managing teams. Most people vastly underestimate what they can accomplish in 100 focused hours and vastly overestimate what they can accomplish in 1,000 distracted hours. There's actually neuroscience behind this. When you engage in focused, deliberate practice for extended periods, your brain creates new neural pathways. This isn't just learning, it's literally rewiring your brain for success in that specific area. My friend, Dr. Patricia Chen, a neuroscientist at McGill University in Montreal, explained to me that focused practice sessions of 2 to 4 hours create optimal conditions for neuroplasticity. This is why the rule of 100 works so well. It's aligned with how our brains actually learn and adapt. Common mistakes that kill the rule of 100. After observing hundreds of people attempt to apply this principle, I've identified the fatal mistakes that prevent success. Mistake number 1. Lack of specificity. People say, "I'll spend 100 hours on business development." That's too vague. Instead, "I'll spend 100 hours creating and testing a systematic LinkedIn outreach process for connecting with CFOs at companies with 5,500 employees." Mistake number 2. Inconsistency. Cramming 100 hours into 2 weeks burns you out. Spreading it over 2 years creates no momentum. The sweet spot is 50-100 days, dedicating 1 to 2 hours daily. Mistake number 3. No success metrics. You must define what success looks like before starting your 100 hours. Otherwise, you're just busy, not productive. Here's the advanced strategy that separates 8-figure earners from everyone else. They stack multiple 100-hour blocks strategically. My client Robert in Silicon Valley exemplifies this perfectly. Over 5 years, he completed 6 strategic 100-hour blocks, mastering Google Ads, generated $400K in client revenue, building relationships with tech journalists, $2 in free publicity, understanding venture capital fundraising, raised $5 Series A, developing team leadership skills, reduced turnover by 60%, learning advanced financial modeling, made 3 successful acquisitions, building strategic partnerships, opened 2 new market segments. Each 100-hour block built on the previous ones, creating a compound effect that transformed his $200K consulting practice into a $50 million company. Here's my challenge for you, and I want you to respond in the comments with your commitment. Identify one skill, relationship category, or business system that could 10x your income if you mastered it. Then commit to your first 100-hour block. Start with just 30 minutes today. Seriously, set a timer and do 30 minutes of focused work on your chosen area. No phone, no distractions, just pure focus. Then gradually build up to 1-2 hours daily. Track your progress. I use a simple spreadsheet with dates, hours invested, and key insights gained. After 100 hours, you'll be amazed at your transformation. The rule of 100 isn't just about individual projects. It's about becoming the type of person who wealthy people want to work with. When you consistently demonstrate the ability to go deep and create real value, opportunities find you. In my 15 years as a financial consultant, I've noticed that my highest paying clients all share one trait. They recognize and reward focused competence. They'd rather pay $500 for someone who truly understands their problem than $50 for someone who's figuring it out. The rule of 100 makes you that person, the expert who commands premium prices because you've done the deep work others avoid. Listen, I've shared the exact formula that has created millions in wealth for my clients and myself, but information without implementation is just entertainment. The rule of 100 works because it aligns with how wealth is actually created, through focused effort, compound systems, and strategic relationships. 100 hours of laser focus beats years of scattered effort every single time. Your assignment is simple. Choose your first 100-hour block, start today, and report back to the Cash and Consequences community. I personally respond to every subscriber's comment, so don't be shy about sharing your progress. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Your first 100 hours starts now. And I'm curious, where are you watching this from? Drop a comment with your location and your chosen 100-hour project. I love seeing our global Cash and Consequences community taking action. Subscribe if you haven't already, because next week I'm revealing the 7-figure morning routine that 12 of my millionaire clients use to start every day. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay focused, stay wealthy, and remember, consistency compounds.